So can I tell you that this is the third time I'm starting this video because I've messed up the recipe each time. I'm telling you. Okay, so first of all, what we need is 1 cup of milk, and I am using whole milk. I got to the yeast section and I put in too much yeast, and I don't know what that will do to the recipe, if that won't make the bread come out right, so I had to start over. Oh my goodness. And I need 1/2 cup of water. I like to use filtered water. The worst part is that I've made this recipe and I don't understand. I guess it's just one of those mornings. Huh. All right, so you want to take your 1/2 cup of water and 1 cup of milk, and you want to heat that up. Whoa! We lost our power. Uh-oh, rainstorm, and we lost our power. We'll be back. Okay, we got our power back. That was a long hour. That was like one of those derecho storms or whatever they're called, when they come through fast and make all sorts of noise and knock the power out. That's what happened. My goodness. All right, where were we? We took our 1/2 cup of water and our cup of milk, and we're put that in the microwave to get that to 110 degrees. Then we need 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're gonna melt that. Let's put the milk back in the fridge. And let's check for 110 degrees. It did sit in the microwave for a little bit. Hope it isn't too far. Let's see. We're not even 100 yet. Okay. Put it in for another 20 seconds. Then we are going to melt our butter. Honey. Love it. Okay. Oh, that feels nice. Let's see. Feels very nice. We are moving. Oops. My goodness, don't spill the bowl, Linda. We are about 90 degrees. We're gonna do another, let's do 15. Oh, cancel. Let's try another 15 seconds. Okay, so recap. 1/2 cup of water, 1 cup of milk, heated in the microwave to 110 degrees. And if you don't, I use filtered water, so it's colder. If you were using tap water, it wouldn't take this long to heat up the milk. Okay, let's see. I think we're probably there. We are almost to 100. We are at 100. Let's see if it keeps going. It's about 105. It's not going any higher. Okay. Another 7 seconds. Hopefully we'll do it. So let me tell you, when that storm came through, there was all sorts of noise up on the roof. There must have been some tree branches and limbs flying all over. Things got knocked over outside. It was crazy. It actually had me a little worried. I was a little worried for a tornado or something. It scared me. Okay. 100. $105. Nope. Close, real close. About 107. We'll do another 7 seconds. And that should do it. And then we will melt our butter. We'll put our butter in real quick. Check this. I have a feeling we're there now. Hopefully. Ooh, I hear my butter boiling there. We are so close, but still not there. We don't need our butter to burn. Let's do another 7 seconds. Okay, our butter's ready. So you want to melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Stir our milk and water again, and hopefully we're going to be at 110. 100. We are there, 110. Okay, so now what we want to do, you know what, I better double check that. I hope I didn't overheat that. No, we're good. Okay, so 110. Now you want to add your 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And then you want to add 2 tablespoons of your honey. Oh, sometimes it's so hard to squeeze. The hands don't work like they used to. There's 1. just do not have the strength in my hands. Okay. Whoops. Knocking everything over. 2 tablespoons of honey. Try to use local honey if you can. Okay. Now to that, let's see. 2 tablespoons of butter melted, 2 tablespoons of honey, and 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. 1 tablespoon. I always keep my yeast in the freezer. I've always heard that it lasts longer in the freezer. I'm assuming it does. So I'm just going to stir that up. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit and let the yeast start to get active. That yeast up. Don't want a big clump of it in there. Okay, we're gonna let that sit. It's probably gonna take a good 10 minutes or so for it to start to get active, so we'll be back. Okay, it has been 10 minutes. Can you see how nice and bubbly that is? That's the yeast working. I wish you could smell it. There is nothing better than the smell of yeast, right? Okay, so we're gonna let that sit still. And what we need now is we're gonna need 3.5 to 4 cups of flour, and that just depends. And I'm using all-purpose flour today. So I'm gonna start with 3.5 cups. Whoops, if I could not spill it, would be great. Oh, Linda. Okay, 1. 2. 3.5. So we're going to start with that. And to that, we are going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And then we want to mix that in really good. Just get it all incorporated. And then I'm just going to whisk that in. Make sure the salt gets spread around. This is my bread ball. I absolutely love this ball. This is my favorite. Got this from a thrift store. Absolutely love it. Okay, I think we have mixed in our salt well enough. So now what I'm going to do is add my liquid to my flour. Okay, we're going to start to mix that in. And what we're going to want is to make a ball. And we are going to we're going to let it rise for 15 minutes. This looks nice. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Let me bring you closer. Can you see? Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's very sticky. So we definitely need the other half a cup of flour. I'm gonna fill up my bowl here. There's another half cup. And mix that in. Perfect. I can tell this is going to be perfect. Whoops. Try not to let flour go flying. Oh, this looks beautiful. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we want to shape this into a ball. Get what little bit of flour is still down in there. It's still a little sticky. We might have to add some more flour. You know, it has a lot to do with your conditions, today's temperature, you know, to really see how much flour you're going to need. But this is too moist. You don't want it sticky like this. So we are going to add some more. So we're probably at 4, I would say 4 1/4. Yeah, because the recipe is 3 1/2 to 4 cups, but it really does depend. So we're about 4 1/4. This is much, much better. Much, much better. We are just going to knead this a little bit in our bowl. This is beautiful. I'm really excited for dinner because I love fresh rolls. Who's gonna join me and make your own fresh rolls? Leave a comment below. Okay, this looks gorgeous. So what I'm gonna do is spray a little bit of oil down in the bottom. Okay, you're going to put your bowl in there and we're going to cover it and we're going to let it rise for 15 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, that is covering. So what I'm going to do is preheat my oven, 400 degrees, and you're going to need a little baking dish. This is a 8 by 11 baking dish, should be plenty. And I'm gonna spray it a little bit. And once this is done for its 15 minutes, we'll be back. Okay, it has been 15 minutes. So we're gonna take a look, and it should have risen. Oh, and it has. Look at how nice that is. Whoop, too far, sorry. Look at how nice that is. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to punch it down, and you want to knead it a little bit. You're going to put some flour out on your surface. Can you see? We're going to knead it a little bit. And what I do to knead is I roll, pull it up, push. Roll, pull it up, and push. this bread, look at how beautiful this is. This is a really nice roll recipe. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to make them into rolls. So I like to cut it in half. It's a little sticky. Add some flour, get the stickiness out of it. And then just cut it. You want to try and get them all about the same size, give or take. Can you see? So now what you want is your baking dish. Hold on, let me get this out of the way. You want to spray your baking dish, a little bit of grease, and then you're just going to take and roll your balls into a nice little round ball. And you're going to place them in there. And like I said, you really do want them about the same size, if you can, because you don't want some being done and then the others not done. I think I've probably done that, would be safe to say. Look at how nice. Now, I am out of eggs, because normally you can do like an egg wash on top, but I'm out of eggs. So I think what I'm going to do is that honey that I have that little bit left in the jar, I think I'm going to add some water to that and use that. Because you could use, if you don't have eggs or you don't want to put an egg wash on it, you can use milk. I'm going to use honey. What else can you use? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what else you have used. Oh, melted butter. You could melt butter. But since I have that little tiny bit left of honey from this recipe, I think I'd rather go ahead and use that up. So once we shape these, we're going to cover them again and we're going to let them rise one last time, probably about a half an hour or so. I am guilty of making one a little bit too big. I can see it right there. But look, perfect amount. See that nice roll? Look at that nice roll, how beautiful. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of water in here. And I'm gonna let this honey sit for a little bit while my rolls are rising. And then before I put it in the oven, I will go ahead and coat them with the honey. So now they're gonna sit for about 20 to 30 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, our rolls have been sitting for about 20 minutes, so they should have doubled in size. Let's see. Oh, look at how beautiful they are. Okay, so now we are going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees. And because I don't have any eggs, I'm going to use a honey wash. And I've just added a little bit of water to what honey I had left in that jar. And we are just going to put some on. So once my oven is preheated, they are going to cook for 15-20 minutes or so till they're nice and golden brown. These are really going to be good. I hope that you join me and make your own rolls. Did you see this video? It really was easy, wasn't it? You will not regret there is a fruit fly in my rolls. Oh, you are not going to regret making your own rolls. Okay, they'll be going in soon. We'll be back when they're all done. This is Linda from Homestead by the Lake. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you join me in making your very own homemade dinner rolls.